Hey there viewers, and welcome back to Ray of All Trades. Today we're going to be working on a 2016 Chevrolet Equinox. This is the lower rear control arm bushing on the front driver side of the vehicle. I am using a combination of hand tools and some air tools, but the nut that I'm removing right now is on the back side of that control arm. It is a 7/8 or a 22 millimeter. Then I'm going to take out the two bolts that go through the frame and through that bushing. The top is an 18 millimeter. I'm using a combination wrench just to hold the nut in place. I'm using an impact with a 15 millimeter socket on it, and I'm just going to buzz those two out real fast. Keep track of what's going on. You know where you're putting everything. The bolts do go from the bottom up to be able to protect the threads. So if they went the other direction, just road salt and debris and everything else would have an impact on those threads on that bolt, and it'd be a lot harder to take off later on. Moving on to the front bolt on the control arm, this will allow you access to be able to lower the control arm enough to pull that bushing out of the way. It is a 22 millimeter both sides. The bolt is on this one, it is actually pointed towards the front of the car, and the nut is on the front of the car. So basically just loosen it up. I'm using an air ratchet and a regular combination wrench, and then I'm pulling that bolt out. There's plenty of room to slide it out of there. Here's my intro video. I don't know who has seen it yet, but just put a segment of a bunch of different things inside the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. So here we are putting the bushing back in. The segmented video is a very short one, but as soon as that control arm came loose, that bushing just came right off. So I am taking the new bushing, setting it in that gap, and using a pry bar to open it up a little bit. I noticed that it was a lot harder to put it in there if the machining wasn't quite right, so it's pretty easy to bend it out. Take and put the 22 millimeter nut back on, slide that bushing back up in through its holders. The bolts go from the bottom up. I put everything on there finger tight just till everything's lined up, and then we go back and tighten it all back up. So I was told this is a pretty common repair. Bought the parts off of one of the big box stores, the Jungle Store, and the parts are actually Moog parts, and they had them probably the cheapest of anybody. I want to say they were about 35 bucks a piece, something like that. So there I am taking the control arm, just wiggling it back and forth until the bolt lines up, or the holes line up, so I can slide that bolt through. Again, it's a 22 millimeter bolt and 22 millimeter nut, or you can use 7/8 if you have to. Just taking the air ratchet and snugging everything together. And then once the air ratchet bottoms out, I think it's got about 50 foot-pounds on it, take the combination wrench and finish tightening it up the rest of the way. Then we're going to circle back to the bushing and use the impact and a combination wrench to tighten it up. So the bolts, again, the top is an 18 millimeter and the bottom was a 15 millimeter. Just holding it in place, get those good and tight. Then I'm taking the 7/8 wrench, because I didn't have a 22 millimeter, and running it on, tightening it all the rest of the way up. Yeah, pretty bright sunny day, and it was probably the hottest day of the year so far. So you've got a great view of the shiny elbow. Try to look past that and see what I'm doing on the back side there. That's basically it. I'm going to take the wheel, put it back on. Hey, if you guys got anything out of this, enjoyed watching me work, learned anything, don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe buttons. And thanks for hanging out with me. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing some of the comments. I try to reply to every single one of them. You guys have a great rest of your weekend, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks.